What's going on, everybody? This is FLASHMOB, and this is episode 2. You know what I mean? So, we have Carlton.
Yo.
Yeah. You know, we got Shannon back here with us.
I put them together, Doc. I put them together. I don't know about nobody else.
Hey.
Sam is with us.
Hey.
Samalama.
And we have the one, the only, worship leader, top tier, artist, officially. What's the word?
Officiate?
Is that the word?
I don't know. That's for funerals. That's for
No,
funerals. Now I do those
it
too.
don't even matter.
I do those too. But what you saying?
I know I'm asking what you trying to
Teacher,
say.
you teach at Berkeley too, right?
Oh yeah.
He is absolutely awesome. Professor, you know, multi-talented comedian. You
I'm
know,
actually not a comedian.
He's
he embodies church
It's
too.
hard being funny intentionally. I don't.
Wasn't I saying that? Who was I saying that earlier?
I don't think
said
about
it earlier.
this. It's natural.
I think I said
Flowing
it
from
to-
my
I think I
heart
said it.
are the issues of my heart. It's gratefulness.
Okay. We have the one and only Chris Bender.
Nobody like him.
Nobody, not one.
Nobody like you.
So wait, on episode 1,
Yeah.
I introduced everybody, you know, and I told a special moment that I saw something unique and special in everybody. I must do this with Chris Bender.
Please do.
I don't even know where you. I don't know. It's a lot of time.
Okay, so I've known Chris for about
15? It's close.
It's
like
close to
12, 13 years.
12, 13 years. I was in Boston. Shannon, you were actually there.
With the puff. I was telling y'all about it.
Yes.
She had a puff at 2
She, yup. I was doing a live recording, actually. The same day I met Amante Lacey, which I traveled with.
Shout out to him.
Shout out to Amante Lacey. But on that same day, I met Chris Bender. Chris Bender had this short haircut, you know, box fade. You know what I mean?
I had a Caesar. Come on now, play me right.
Wait, was it a Caesar? It was a Caesar. No, it was a fade.
It was a Caesar.
We gonna pull up the picture. We gonna pull up the picture.
Oh, boy.
We gonna pull up the picture. We gonna pull up the picture.
Puff in the paperclip.
I am screaming.
It was a fade. It was a fade. But anyway, this young man
How old
ministered. I'm probably a year younger than you, but you're still young.
I'll take it, bro.
This young man.
You know, when you hit 30, you get everything you
Young
can.
with an old spirit. He
I
like
mean-
83 on the inside.
He
74.
wore this recording out. Like nobody could actually do anything after that for a second. I'm like, yo, who is this guy? Where did he come from? Like, oh, that's Chris Bender. You know, he's from Boston. He sings at, what's that church he was at? Kingdom.
Builders worship.
Kingdom. And I mean, all this stuff that people doing now with their church, like all this worship leading, I mean, he was doing this 15 years ago.
Jeez.
Like, for real. So when y'all see him, you know, go follow him on Instagram. What's your Instagram?
Go ahead.
At I am Chris Bender. I forgot. You know, you got me over here. My eyes started sweating a little bit.
No, I mean, but no, he's especially gifted, especially anointed, especially just break the atmosphere in just a crazy way every single time. I mean, he does not miss.
Never.
Like I can genuinely say he does not miss. And sometimes I catch myself, like, everybody can't get to me. You know, you gotta be something.
He's a
to
stony
get to
heart,
me.
ain't he?
And I'm telling you, this young
Christina,
man
okay.
does it every time. So I want to say I appreciate you.
love
He
you,
came
man.
all the way to New York from Boston today.
I just left here too about 12 hours ago.
Yo, it's
Yeah.
crazy.
You know, but anything for my brother. I love you, boy.
I really appreciate. Oh, he wore church out yesterday too, by the way.
Yeah, so don't look for me tomorrow, praise, or Thursday, whatever the day is. You're supposed to look for me this week. This is my Thursday. I want you to.
Okay.
Yo.
Now, Chris.
Yo.
Oh, you thought that was a joke?
No,
Oh no,
he
that's
really
a serious thing I was talking about. I'm playing. I
But
love
yeah,
it.
so quick icebreaker.
Sure. Let's go.
If one had to go, their music, everything, their whole discography, right?
Say it, brother. The side on the D.
Stevie Wonder or
Okay.
Michael Jackson.
Jesus.
You said one gotta go?
One gotta go. and
Stevie.
all their music. And
Stevie
Easy?
One gone.
Stevie Easy?
Stevie Easy, bro.
Oh my
I don't
God.
know. You didn't even take a time to
Yo, MJ is a history maker.
I mean, people was it going in the ambulances when they were passing out, they were fainting,
I hear
they were
you.
having heart attacks.
He broke records. Like
He killed people with his presence. Like,
Samantha.
he just stood there.
Wow.
If I
Powerful.
there's a national happy birthday song that we do this song. What? Stevie Wonder? Happy birthday? Like
Yeah, we do it every week.
we literally sing that song almost every month at least.
But yeah, that's true. But like,
Stevie
She
is
talking about that
one
one
of the
song.
best songwriters ever.
yes,
Okay.
he is. Like, I haven't
Like,
even given
if
my
not
answer yet,
the
so.
best.
What I'll say is I enjoyed that Stevie literally doesn't have to do anything but just open his mouth. I think it's something to appreciate when somebody has lost such a necessary skill like seeing, like vision, like sight, and can still like dominate the world with what's inside of him.
I
Doesn't
ain't
have to
gonna
do
lie.
as much.
I think Stevie
hard.
can see.
Okay.
I no, yo, we were talking about that
Ice
before.
is broken.
I think he can see.
The ice is
I think he
broken.
can see
It's over.
shapes. Like I think he can. Like I don't think he can see
I
clearly.
saw a video.
Vegas.
I think he can see shapes.
Bro, I
Like,
saw a video. Somebody walked past him, like almost knocked it down, and he caught it.
because I think he can see. Like he can see shadows.
Hey,
and stuff.
but now y'all-
He can see shadows.
Shadows?
Yeah,
How you
like-
can see shadows?
But it's
No,
easy.
like a silhouette.
Shadows are harder to see than
No, what I'm
people.
saying is like I think he can see shapes. Like can't really see like,
It's like
the
blurry.
clarity.
I got it. I
Yeah,
got
like-
it, y'all. I got it. We
Some
gonna
people
we.
can only see color.
Yeah.
I got it. I figured it out. Here we go. We're going to call his primary care physician. We're going to see what it is.
All right, so who we picking? It's the icebreaker.
It's hard. No, I
Pick.
can't
Bro,
pick.
Stevie
Like,
gotta
I
go,
can't.
bro.
I'm gonna do this. Sam, you wanna go first? 3, 2, 1, pick.
What's going on there?
I
You
can't.
have to.
No, but I
3,
can't.
2, 1.
I can't.
Now.
I can't.
All right, cool.
They're both like we can't. Like he said, like the contributions that they both have made. Like I can't even make that decision.
Sure.
All right, so
I once was
miss-
blind,
you'll
but now
miss-
I see.
Okay.
Stevie, you gotta go.
All right, who you choosing? Like this.
There's a praise in the room. I'm sorry.
Right. We over here bumping.
So what I will say is, if somebody was holding a gun to my head and said I had to pick, I probably would pick the person that's already gone. Right? Like,
They both
because you
going.
said
No. Where'd he go?
You killing off Stevie.
Shannon.
He's still here.
Now, if Carlton got to call your name like that, you in
He's
trouble.
literally still here, bro.
you
What
killed
are you
off
saying?
Stevie.
Why you kill Stevie like
What are you
that?
actually saying?
I didn't mean to.
He just did a show.
It's okay.
That's
I'm so
crazy.
sorry.
He just did
No,
a show.
I was saying Michael's already gone. You said one person has to go and all of their music. Well, the person who's already gone.
Well,
like,
what did-
I would,
well, what
if
did
somebody had, it was like
Wait,
pick
Flash,
somebody now.
what did you
That's
mean
what
by
I would-
they have to go? Like, where
Like,
did you
I'm
want to
saying
put
all
them?
their
You're
music,
erasing
all
everything.
everything that they've
Oh,
like their existence.
Yeah, all
See,
the
okay,
contributions.
here's my thing.
Talk about it, brother.
Michael has hit.
Look at his hands,
Michael is
He's
like
serious.
world renowned.
Oh,
Hear me out. Hear me out. Hear me out. Hear me out. Hear me out.
We're
hear me out.
listening.
Stevie is like, okay, white Caucasian people. They have Elton John.
What you say? What
we
are
have
they?
Stevie Wonder. Michael is everything. He's everywhere.
Nah, Caucasian
He's everybody's
people
star. I can take
indulge
that.
in Stevie too, bro.
I feel like Stevie is our Elton John to like the Caucasian side of the world.
I like how you say
I
Caucasians.
respect that perspective.
C-O.
So Stevie got to go.
But Stevie's pen, you can't.
So here's
He don't write no bad
So
songs.
this is not a really
you
good
talking about?
icebreaker because we can't make a choice.
All right,
no,
cool.
we can't.
I mean-
I do not want to disrespect.
It sounds like
Stevie.
we're inconclusive on this.
Let's just move
he
on.
can't. He can't go.
Have the people choose.
Y'all choose.
Yeah.
Put it in the
Stevie,
chat.
Mike, put it right down there.
That's a
in the
good.
comments.
That was a good.
Put it in the chat.
Thank you.
Yeah,
Thank
I
you.
mean,
The pressure is gone off of me, and I feel great.
All right.
oh
I
man,
wanna meet
M-
Stevie
MJ
Wonder.
or
I don't
Whitney?
think nothing wrong.
I
wanna meet him.
MJ or Whitney?
MJ. That's
We can't do that.
Whitney did nothing but cover tunes. Anyway, and I love Whitney. She's a phenomenal voice.
Everybody covers her.
She's
Everybody covers her.
no. She covered everybody.
Yeah, but everybody covers her.
Are they covering her?
I think that's
or are they
something worth
covering
mentioning,
somebody
don't you
else?
Now,
Well, I mean, made popular by.
Heard.
Okay, that's respect. That's respect.
Heard.
I mean, I'm just. But,
Wasn't nobody singing Dolly's version. I'm just trying to tell you.
all right.
Can I ask one final? I know that
Mike though.
You know, Lance.
You
Mike
come
who?
on.
Mike, what? Mike.
You're better off comparing Stevie to Mike than Stevie to Mike.
If
than
we're
Whitney to
talking about
Mike.
star power, then Stevie would have to go. If we're talking about star power,
Oh yeah, everybody got to go to
Specifically-
Mike.
Are we
Star
saying that
power.
we're
Star
saying
power
we're
is
saying
just flat
that
out.
Michael's reach is greater than Stevie's?
Sure, we could definitely say that.
That's what we're saying.
Mike.
I'm
but
not
that's
saying
not
that.
the
I'm
question though.
his star power
wasn't,
is
it's a pick
greater, is
one.
what I'm saying. I don't know, however you want to translate that, because I think star power and reach can be two different things. But because you can have reach, but
Preach.
that's stardom. Like people literally
So that means
like.
Stevie-
I was talking about catalog. I was talking about everything.
Yeah,
Just
that's
like
what I'm talking
everything.
So based on
Catalog
that,
is
Stevie
no way
is
you're getting
gone.
rid of Stevie. Stevie wrote for so many different people.
Yeah, but also like.
no way. Ah, that's crazy. Nah, I'm saying you like that's why. Okay,
intro
I'll
almost
preface
took
this
you
by
out.
saying I did that because it's tough. You know what I'm saying? Like I'm not gonna pick nothing that's like just an easy call.
When I had you to myself.
All right, so
I didn't
do we have
want
a
you
consensus?
like-
on
No,
that?
we don't, and it's fine.
It's
Yo, vote,
inconclusive.
yo,
Okay,
vote,
bro.
yo,
Y'all
Y'all
put
pick.
it in the
Carlton,
chat.
Carlton.
Wait, because we can do
Chat.
it. Vocal
Give it-
ability.
No, no, no,
Let's
he's
give it
just
to
gonna
somebody
Mariah
else to
Carey.
carry. Oh my
Whitney,
God.
Are you all right?
Vocal
To
ability.
hide
Whitney or
behind
Mariah
Shannon's
Carey.
back like that.
All right, we're not doing this. Here we go. Today's episode is about the company we keep.
Oh my gosh, it's so good.
Powerful.
Is it? So, Chris,
All this wiggling.
I got a question.
Please.
How do you differentiate between a friend versus an acquaintance?
You know, I think when you live your life in front of like the people, it is very hard to find people that you can trust with your life. And throughout time, my family has always taught me to be mindful of the company that I keep, right? Be mindful because
Yep.
who you're around is who you are. And it's like, no, it's not. But the reality is it is very easy to stain your reputation when you are somebody that has a great one. And acquaintances are individuals that don't regard who you are to the world. And so they don't have value or add value to that. They seek to take it. Or they seek to put you in positions where your character can be actually put into the wrong light and viewed improperly. A friend is somebody that actually the Bible tells us it sticks closer than a brother. No, but seriously, like, you know, for me, like my friends are like my family. I rarely call my friends. They're family because they don't just carry my heartbeat concerning what I care about, but they also keep me sharp for what my future holds.
Yeah.
And so friends are individuals that safeguard you into your future. So that is the difference between the two of them for me. Yeah. I came to talk tonight, praise God.
Really, really
It's
good.
midnight. We might as
You
well
touched
do
on
it.
something.
Did I?
Yes. You
What'd I
said
say?
Your friends. You said your friends are really your family, right?
Yes, sir.
So, do you guys differentiate friends versus family? You don't. So Chris doesn't. Do
No.
you? Do you?
Sometimes. Oh, I'm working through friendships. It's been a very, I feel like for me in the past. No, I am.
don't know why I'm laughing.
In the past, that was even Carlton. In the past, friendships have been very like traumatic for me.
Same.
And so I think over the last few years, God has been placing people in my life to redefine what I thought friendship was.
Yeah.
And I'm realizing these friends are turning into people that I can't consider family. And also redefining what family is because I don't have a relationship with my family.
Heard you.
And so on both ends, it's been hard. But I think he's been placing people who are like loving me aggressively, which is what I need. And so it's making it easier for me to like receive love. I am a love giver, but like it's making it easy for me to receive love and now just identify those people who are staples in my life.
Love that.
Yeah.
Sam?
My friends are my family. My family is not really close like that. We've tried over the years to do like holidays and stuff like that, but it's just we're not really close. I don't really have like me and my brother were trying, and my parents and stuff like that. But it's just not like that. So I've always clung to my friends because of that. So my friends are literally my family. I take my friendships very seriously. If I say you're my friend, you are my friend.
Take it to the bank of cash.
Like my friends are my family, and I don't just give that title away easily. You know, you're an acquaintance for a minute until I could vet you, and then we become friends.
I feel like that acquaintance thing, I can call that quickly.
Yeah, like
I can discern that. You got about 10 minutes.
We're an acquaintance until I feel like I can trust you to be in my friend family. Because once you're my friend, you're my family.
Yeah.
There's no like friend for a certain amount of time. Family, like it's not. It's like it's friend family. So you and an acquaintance is limbo.
It's the waiting room.
It's the
Zoom waiting room.
It's the waiting room. But
Carlton, what you doing?
Yo, man,
Mike.
Oh yeah, yo, I'm like a little. When it comes to this stuff, I'm like a little different. I'm a little weird because I call everybody my friend. I do.
Carlton, you are the blonde of this podcast.
telling you.
Like
Caroline.
you are the blonde.
But I will.
Congrats to you.
I mean, hear me out. My thing is, I call everybody my friend, you know, but I can't trust them. I can't trust everybody.
Are they your friends?
So you got tears. You got tears.
Oh,
Tears of
I
friendship?
would say
I'm
yeah.
layered.
There's definitely tears,
That's fair.
but
I have tears as well.
I'm very layered. I'm a layered person.
yeah, I'm just like if I'm vibing with you, I'll call you my friend. But I know it's about the trust level. I don't know if I can trust you 100%. I don't trust everybody. That's I will say that. But you can't. When it comes to friendship, I don't have like I'm not like that person. Like I gotta know you first. Like nah, like that's not me. Like
Okay.
yeah, I'm just different. I don't know. I'm different.
I like your family too.
Yeah, because you my friend, you're my family. Yeah.
You put it together it's like
Yeah.
family.
Family.
Fram. Yeah, brother.
This is a very interesting thing for me, specifically because I do differentiate friends versus family. So if we're not blood related, for you to get close to me is very hard. But once you are, I don't call you a friend, I call you family, right? Because the way I view family is we don't choose our family. Family is
Really
going to
don't.
be family
You
regardless. So I have certain people who aren't blood that we can fall out, but I'll be like, that's still my brother, you know, but we in a space, you know? Sometimes that happens, right? And that's to me what signifies or you know, that's like, yeah, that's family. Now a friend, in me saying that, I feel like in a way a friend has more value because you choose friends.
Sure.
So when it comes down to it, when I'm picking someone, not to get too deep, but David's friend was Jonathan. Jonathan protected David from his own father, which was family.
Right.
He valued that relationship. You know what I'm saying? He held it to a high regard. You know what I'm saying? So the dynamics can be weird or whatever, but I do think there's a difference. However, they can be synonymous at times.
For sure.
You know what I mean?
For sure.
So you said you could tell quick if somebody's locked in at that
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah.
acquaintance
It doesn't
phase.
take me a long time.
It doesn't?
Not at all. It's like, and I'll do like a simple, like, oh, let's go to the mall real quick. And I'm watching you like a hawk, and you wouldn't know it. You wouldn't know it. I'm watching how you pick up that shirt
Okay.
at H&M. There's something about.
That's just not sitting right.
I don't like that.
Oh, yeah,
I don't like
that's
that. I
not
gotta
it.
go. I'm actually leaving.
Oh, my discernment be on.
Yeah,
So
we
my
actually, when I get
discernment-
we're gonna go to the food court, and by the time I get to Saku Japan, I'm gone.
Oh, 'cause you got
I'm
to
out.
go.
I'm to the garage.
Okay, got
I'm gone.
Yeah.
Honda Activate. I'm out of here.
I'm usually
very,
like that too.
leery of people. Like I used to say like I'm scared of everything and everyone.
Yeah.
Just because you just don't know, and I feel like even with vetting out people, I feel like sometimes you don't really get the real them. And so that's always like my hesitation with like friends. It's like, you can show me this side of you, and you can consistently show me someone you're not.
Right. I think a part of this too, as I'm thinking, and actually this weekend has kind of like revealed some new stuff about like just where that comes from me. Like, so my family, like, fed me fear of connection as a kid.
Yeah.
And because one, they knew that there was something great about me, and they really invested a lot into me and a lot of protection, right? My mother's baby brother, who I'm named after, Chris Bender, was an R&B artist, right? He was murdered. I just found this out Saturday with my grandfather driving through Times Square. He was murdered the weekend before he signed a $500,000 check for East West Records.
Jesus.
By friends and enemies, and and so like they from 91 out have been like shell shocked on friendships. They don't trust. Hey, so they look at me and they're like, everybody's your brother, your sister. And it's just like, who are you? Like, you're not a bender. It's like, yeah, I'm y'all. I'm just like, I have to be, I have to explore the unknown because my destiny is so far from what's comfortable and familiar for me. Yeah. And so it's scary for me too because I've had some faulty friendships, some faulty relationships that I've had to muscle through and figure out what it meant for me. But in the same breath, it's like I can't be afraid of connection. Yeah. Because connection is how you get to the future.
Yeah. You said something. You said a lot of good nuggets, by the way.
I'm in the house tonight,
You know what
Dad.
I'm saying?
We just getting started.
I
got more
my
nuggets
mic
than
God
McDonald's.
anointed on me.
He got nuggets. I'll say this: you said something that reminded me of something that Jay White said to me recently, right? By the way, Jay White, phenomenal bass player, artist, individual, human being, right? He said something to me so profound. He said, if I have the known and the unknown, I'm always going to choose the unknown. Yeah. Because when it comes to the known, for example, we know this room, and we see the ceiling because we know it. We see the ceiling.
Now. I haven't looked at it all night, I'm telling you.
But the unknown, the skies, the space, it's limitless. So he's always going to choose to explore because it's limitless options, and sky's basically the limit, right? Sometimes, and we spoke a little bit about it the first episode, comfort can keep us from the exploration of growth. And that even goes for relationships, right? 100%. Because I could get so comfortable with my current friend group or my family, the people I grew up with, that I never get to know Samantha, Chris, Shannon.
I'm consistent.
You know what I'm saying? Carlton, because I'm so, they know me. And that they know me thing is so dangerous because what happens is you can gain habitual bad habits. And because people know you, they let you live in it. And you don't realize it's nasty bad habits until you take yourself out of that situation.
It's like an incubator syndrome. Like you're stuck in one space, and just what's in that space is enough for you.
Yep.
Until somebody breaks you out of that.
Yeah. And even when you think about an incubator, in the time that it's used, it does provide you with what you need.
Exactly what you need. Yep. Absolutely outgrow it.
But you won't know that you've outgrown it until somebody breaks
you out.
I feel like. Are you crazy?
That was good. That was good to me.
Oh my God.
Yeah.
One of my socks.
No, it's a real thing, and that's why relationships are. The company you keep is important, right? I try to keep company that either helps me grow or expands my horizons. It's one or the other,
Sharpen
right?
me up.
Either you can put me in a space of something that I don't know and help me learn, or you're helping develop what's there and put me in a space. Other than that, I deal with people who I would consider proteges. You know what I'm saying? People who I'm helping to grow.
I felt like to tag, like I feel like for me, I was so confident in the investments that I made in certain relationships that the only way that they could have ended was if God ended them, and He did. And that was one of the most traumatizing things that I've ever experienced.
Oh,
like,
my God.
why
You
is
know,
this
offering plate.
relationship-
Where's the offering plate?
Why is this relationship
'Cause-
no longer beneficial? And I know it. Like I can feel it inside.
Yeah,
Why is it no
it's not
longer?
for me.
Why are we no longer talking? Why are we no longer responding to one another? Why can we no longer sense and feel the other person? You know. But I've learned over these last 4 years something about that pandemic was terrible and great at the same time because it really forced you to really accept what you've been looking at for a very long time, but you didn't want to embrace.
Yeah.
Bro.
And so, you know, I think you really I had to sit in a space where I had to take an account for what I was not growing in and looking at weeds and the little moss that comes up out the ground and all this good
preaching,
stuff
Doc.
and there's no flowers. Ain't no collard greens growing, ain't no produce. I can't cook nothing because there's nothing growing.
cook
It's
a
just
thing.
weeds and moss, you know? And so I learned that as difficult as it was to look at what was not growing, when I was willing to release myself to the unknown, God is the craziest thing I know. I'm telling you, because he will make flowers blossom through concrete.
Yeah, he would.
The fact of the matter is, he knows the unknown.
He is the
He
unknown.
is the unknown.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So when we give to it, we have to understand we're giving to him. You know what I'm saying? Like, all right, you got it. You take the
You
will.
got it.
I can't do it on my own, because the reality is every relationship is not meant to be forever. Certain relationships.
Nobody told me that.
Can,
I live by
Nobody
that.
does.
I didn't know that.
No,
bro.
yeah,
Nobody does.
Nobody told me
I
that.
live by
Nobody told me
I
that.
used to say friends aren't forever; they're for now. And people used to be so offended. I remember being so young saying this. Like I used to parade.
How
it.
young?
Like
Oh my gosh.
Like third grade.
Jesus.
Like a
this
man.
young lady
Over a
is
peanut
amazing.
butter jelly sandwich.
I hate
Friend
peanut
thought.
butter.
You would have
Yeah, people were really
messed up my
upset.
day. Yes,
Scarring
like,
everybody.
I just
I'm
didn't
going to the
understand.
nurse
I'm
or
like,
something.
y'all are mad. Like, y'all feelings are hurt. But I'm like, and you know what it was?
I'd have threw my
I'm
apple
not
at
being
you.
funny. But I went to school and I had like a lot of Spanish friends. And for summer, they would go back to DR. And sometimes they wouldn't come back. And so for me, like, just building bonds.
Trauma.
And then now, like, your friends are gone. And your mom not going to buy you no more calling cards. Like, that's just it. And
I
so-
remember the calling
Yeah, I
cards.
called over to DR a couple of times.
MCI. I
But
definitely
then,
remember
like,
that.
My friends didn't come back, and so for
Oh
me,
my
that
God.
was hard.
Traumatic.
And so I was just like, well, this is proof that friends aren't gonna be here forever. So like, I just got to get used to people just being here temporarily.
Jesus.
And so I never allowed anyone to like actually like take root. And I remember meeting a group of people, and they was like, I'm offended by this, and I was like, why? They
Did
was
you feel like it was like self-sabotage?
No, but that's a tough lesson to have to learn as a child. It's crazy.
I think for me, I've always been very like protective. Like I like to be in control, and I'm learning this as an adult. And I think the only way I can control something is already going into it, knowing that like, oh yeah, you're not gonna last. So I'm not gonna.
Jeez.
But you know what's crazy, though?
It's gonna be very surface level. So when you leave, I'm not broken. I'm not hurt because I knew you was gonna leave me. It's a sense of control.
But you know what's crazy though? Some of my closest friends, I don't talk to them every day.
I don't.
That's
Sorry.
real.
I talk to them
Yeah.
once a month.
And,
Yeah.
And they're some of my closest friends.
real.
So some people need to understand, like, you know, every friendship, you know, you don't have to talk to them every day. Yeah.
I mean, look at me with y'all. Like, there was a time where I didn't see y'all, but like sparingly.
I mean, we only spoke on the internet.
Yeah,
okay, but you was my
that
brother.
And then when the transition happened for me, it was just like, oh yeah, we see Chris every Jesus, hey brother, what's going on?
Right,
so
right,
it's
right.
like, I think that's maturity though.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like it's knowing that the foundation of this relationship is not
set, yeah.
compromised because we are not consistently communicating.
Oh,
I realized too,
Oh.
like, a lot of my relationships modeled like my relationship with God. Like, so I didn't fully trust that He really wasn't gonna leave me.
I'll cry.
I didn't, I didn't
cry.
really like. It was certain things that was just embedded in my relationship with Him that reflected with people. Like, do I fully trust that you have me? It's hard for me to trust people because do I really believe that God has me? And like as I'm growing, like I'm seeing that He does. I'm seeing He has my best interest at heart. I'm seeing how He provides, and that allows me to let go a little bit and to be like, I trust that you place these people in my life to support me when I need it. And so sometimes our relationship and how we handle them is a reflection of our relationship with Christ.
That's good.
So Sam, let me ask you this. That was-
Jesus.
Yeah.
He just took her arm off, but keep going.
When it comes to separation from someone you endeared, how do you deal with that?
That, yeah. Woo. Separation from somebody that I endeared. Sometimes it hurts. But you kind of just got to trust that things happen for a reason, whatever it is. And sometimes also you got to give people space to grow and figure things out for themselves and just love them from a distance. I kind of like when that happens, because I'm not close to my family. So my friends are my family. So, some people are just like, oh, I don't need friends, I got family. And when their friends do stuff to them, they like can turn to their family. They got an army of family that they can just resort to. Like, I don't need you, I got them. But me, I'm not close to my family. So it's like when I have somebody I endeared or I'm close to or whatever, and they decide like, I don't know, I don't want to be your friend no more, I don't want whatever, like it does hurt. Like it hurts bad because I'm like, no, but I like, you're my family. What do you mean? Like, and if I say you're my family, like no matter what, nobody can do anything or say anything that makes me feel any different about you as long as we're locked in. So it's like once somebody breaks that bond with me, it's like, it's really offensive. It's something that I'm still working through. It's hard. It's really hard to process. It's very heartbreaking because
I'm with you.
It's like, you're my family.
Yeah. And I just told somebody this the other day. I was like, it doesn't matter what disagreements we might face. Like, I might check out, but I'm never gonna walk out. It's just not in my nature.
Yeah, like it's just there's just certain codes that like I have when it comes to my friends, and like I have long-term friendships. A lot of them, I call it a best friend group. I have, people know Kamala, that's my best friend, but I have more. I have more than one best friend. Like I have.
That's
like
not real. But go ahead.
We can get into that a different episode. It's very real.
It's just not real.
It's real.
You cannot have. The best means the best. You can't have multiple.
How many best friends do you have,
Yes, you
Flash?
can.
I don't have best friends. I have family.
Well, you can sit there with that shoe crooked up in there all you want to.
So
we
you
got
don't believe
25
in-
best friends.
I have the best means the best.
So
No, I have
in
a
sports,
group-
there's not a tie?
No,
What?
no.
If
You gotta win the game.
Everybody has 100%. That's a tie.
No, everybody don't have a. There has to be one. If you don't have one that's better than all of them, then
No.
you don't have a best.
I hear that. That's
Say
your,
this. These are my friends. These are my closest.
I said
friends.
that's my best friend group.
No.
Yes.
These are my closest friends.
We can.
I do
You
have,
can't
I have a
do
few
that.
best friends.
But I'm saying
No,
we can
y'all
agree.
just be throwing that
No,
word
we-
best around.
we
Y'all
can-
cannot do
wait,
that.
Wait.
Tossing
We
it.
can agree to disagree.
My bestest
But
friends.
I have a best friend group,
My best
and all those
friends.
girls
Your best friend.
Best.
are my
My
best
best
friends, and
Your
they know
best
everything.
friends?
They know everything.
So what makes somebody
about
a
me.
best friend?
Everything.
Everything, honey.
Trustworthy.
Kamala, what you know?
Don't answer.
I don't answer.
Give me
But
the
they
tea.
know everything about me. That's my best. First of all, and what I was getting at is like I have a lot of long-term friendships because I hold on to people. And one of my best friends is from pre-K. Another one is from kindergarten. Another one is from the 3rd grade. We're all best friends, and we might not speak all the time or whatever, but we still we know this is family. We'll catch up, and when we catch up, it's time to spill tea. All right, what you been doing? What's going on? And
gonna
we're
hit
not
Speaking of tea,
we're gonna hit this roll. We're not
Can I-
hiding. Let me live because that's my best friend group, and
Speaking
I'm
of-
sticking to it.
Speaking of
Hit the
tea,
chat. Can you have more than one best
You
friend?
can,
And the,
bro.
That's a
and
great
you know what?
question.
Let me don't hit
Okay,
the chat.
okay,
'Cause
so-
all y'all girls
okay,
gonna
so
just say yes.
Okay, so what I will
absolutely.
say, is at different points in my life, I was the closest to one of them. If that makes sense.
Okay, so who's your best friend
throw,
right now?
I don't throw away.
Who's your best friend?
They're
I got a word.
No.
happening.
Who's
I
your
gotta-
best friend right
Like
now?
I said,
I got a
wait,
word.
But
Kamala,
shut-
you should
shut
be
up,
offended.
Shut up.
She didn't say
You see
Kamala.
how you stirring that pot?
She just said, I got a word. I got a
No,
word.
But that's the thing. None of us are jealous of. We all got
I got
other
a
friends.
I got a word. I got a word.
What's wrong with you?
Look at Daniel Trump over there. We gonna have this today.
Hey, I got a word. It's for TV land out there. Y'all stop making friends with people, get all their tea, and then stop being friends with them and tell their tea.
Oh my
Oh, I don't.
God.
I
Y'all
had a-
stop doing that.
my
Now,
God.
now, what I
I
will
got
say,
an email from heaven, and he told me to tell you, y'all stop doing that.
Now wait a minute. Now what I will say is, now there's been a couple of doors that have been closed and books that chapters have ended. Right. I will say shout out to all of my ex best friends. I ain't heard nothing.
Fire.
That means you select
I
friends.
bang
well.
with you, and we might not rock, but I'll always bang with you, big dogs.
Now that's a real thing.
I respect that.
Like if a
And
friendship
vice
gets
versa.
deleted, yeah.
And vice versa.
If a friendship gets deleted,
That's
Yeah.
it.
So does the information.
Everything
Yeah.
gets deleted.
Everything, the
Yeah.
whole file
All the
cabinet.
files get deleted.
Burn the
Throw
building down.
it out.
has
Burn
to.
it down. Matter of fact, do with Men in Black. Wipe the memory. Okay,
Yeah, I don't know
you
nothing.
don't know.
I don't even
wipe
know
the
the
tears
person.
from your
Yeah.
eyes. Literally.
You don't know.
Wipe every tear.
For me, I don't trust people to be as like trustworthy even after.
No, but it's hard. So it's like, but this is why my acquaintance period is so long, because I need to make sure that I can trust you, and if I like show you all parts of me, the pretty parts, the ugly parts, like, are you still gonna be here?
Can you cover me?
Can you cover me?
cover
like,
me?
will you run?
And
Like,
can
I
the
need
cover
to.
stay even when you don't want to hold it?
Even when you don't want to hold it. There's been times, like me and Kamala we've fallen out. Like there were times where we were fighting and we didn't go running.
Best
and
friends are supposed to fight.
yeah, we didn't go running and talking
little
about
bit.
each other, whatever. We had a rough patch and we made it back. Like that, it happens. Every one of my best friends in my best friend group.
I told you I'm gonna let you live. Don't drag it.
Let me live.
Don't push it.
Let me live.
I'll say
All right.
this.
Like he'll be my friend that I had a hard time with, and we came back. But usually it's hard for me.
Yeah, no.
Coming back is hard.
You know what?
Recover-
I've learned because
It's a
let me tell you
decision.
something. It is a decision.
Absolutely.
And you have to weigh out the longevity and the tenure of the relationship, and you have to consider, is what we are experiencing right now greater than all that we've sown into
It's
one
never.
another?
It's never.
Yes.
It's never.
You know, it's not.
And you know, and
Never.
like you said earlier, what taught me that part is the pandemic.
For sure.
When let me talk right. When people was dropping like flies left and right,
Yeah.
like that taught me like life is too short.
too short.
So like
you're
you
not
were
gonna
saying
do that.
before, I don't believe in separation.
We're gonna have to cut this.
Why y'all so mean?
We're gonna have to
Dropping like
Why?
Yeah,
Why?
Like flies looking out.
No,
We're dropping like
He's painting a picture. They were dropping like flies.
You ain't never heard dropping like flies before?
They were.
I know I
It's
have.
Flash's fault. I was fine.
Yes.
I was gonna make it through.
No,
I looked at
but no,
Flash.
I was trying not to laugh either.
I was
They
fine.
was dropping like flies.
No, they really were dropping
So
like
the-
flies.
the
They
cute
were.
outfit.
They were. They were. It was literally like 10 people a week. It was happening.
Yeah, so that be getting me mad when they stop talking to their friends over dumb reasons. Like, I'm not gonna hold you. I'll stop talking to my friend for like a little minute. Y'all on timeout, but I'm coming back. Even if you're mad at me, I'm gonna call you or I'm gonna figure something out because life is too short. Like, what you mad about something dumb for?
No. That's a real thing though.
working
Honestly,
through it. Pray for me.
one of the hardest things for us to do is forgive without having this major conversation about. Sometimes we open up a wound that just doesn't need to be revisited. Sometimes people just need time away. And sometimes we self-assess, but then when we re-engage in a conversation, we're so defensive that we're defending something we did X amount of time ago, and
at
we're
that
past
point-
it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
At that point too, like the way you saw it and see it.
I was about to tell you.
It's all altered.
Yeah.
And we also have to learn how to have conversations, right? Because
Yeah.
there's a thing where I see you're hot, I'm hot. Neither of us are going to get through to each other right now. Let's revisit this. Let's table it. Let's actually try to think about what the other person was trying to say and then move forward. But oftentimes, because we have this complex of I want to be right or I have to be right or I have to defend, because that's a whole nother thing. That defense
me tell you.
Wait,
mechanism.
do you like to deal with stuff? Do you like to come back to it or deal with it in a moment?
It depends.
It depends.
It really depends. You said on the person.
Depends on the person.
Yeah, because everybody you can't deal with it in the moment because everybody's capacity is different.
What's your preference?
My personal preference.
Yes.
Was I offended or was the other person offended?
You were offended.
Let's say
If
you're offended.
if I'm offended, I want to take a moment because I need to self-assess. I need to make sure that are my feelings valid? Am I overthinking it? Am I overreacting? Then I can approach the situation. But because if I approach the situation in the moment, I don't like to say things that I'll regret. Right? One of my mentors, shout out to Dave Caton, he used to say, measure twice, cut once. You have to really assess what the situation is before you make an action, because oftentimes you can't take back what you do. You can say sorry, but
Yo,
the action is the
That's
action.
true. I try to go ahead.
No, I was gonna say what you're saying is so true because I had a birthday party in October,
Did you?
and you didn't come, and I had to self-assess because you
Yo.
did not come to my party, but I'm here right now
In Jesus' name.
Wow, that's really
and
Carlton,
you know it's all good.
I had to also self-assess
Pick a bone.
because
Pick
I
a
wasn't
bone.
even invited to the
Shannon,
party.
let's duck. Shannon, let's duck.
I think I need to self-assess because I could
What's
pull
crazy?
up the receipts because I
Carlton.
believe you were. I did send you an invite.
Where?
All right, let's pull it up.
Carlton was saying
Anybody
that,
who
like,
knows me knows I don't go to
We'll talk
parties
after this.
But
anyway.
he didn't come to my
I don't-
party anyway.
I
don't
saw it.
go
I
to
was like,
parties.
y'all look dressed up and good. I was like, I didn't get no invite.
Nah, I'm joking, bro. I'm
Nah, it's
joking.
cool. It's cool.
And my birthday's coming up.
Yes, I was like, does my brother have
You're
one
full.
with me?
We're not. Okay. Anyway.
What?
All right. Last question and we out.
Okay.
Were you a prodigy or were you a protege? Meaning, were you someone who was just born special or it could be both. Were you someone who was born special and learned and figured it out on your own? Or were you someone who was taken up by someone and developed? Or pushed?
A little bit of both.
Yeah.
I would say a little bit of both.
Go ahead.
Okay. Well, so yeah, my mom didn't have the background like knowledge. Like she just knew that she wanted me to be great, and she like pushed me like, here you go, and then she took me as far as she could. But then I really do believe that God strategically placed people in my life to like just let me know things, to expose me to things, and that's how I've become all of who I am.
For sure.
Yeah, I think for me, my journey is very Davidic, to be honest with you. It almost seemed like as a kid, no one wanted to put their hands on me. You know what I'm saying? Like nobody wanted to build or cultivate anything within me. You know what I'm saying? It just seemed like I was by myself. And realistically, that was what needed to happen because all that, I think I was just telling you this, Sam, we was talking, I'm like, Sam, like, I don't have any like strong or significant like musical background or like no, it's none of that. Like this has literally just been what I discovered in prayer as a kid, highlighting the Bible at 9 years old and not even knowing what it was. But I know that there's something in there that it needs to be in me, and I'm just gonna sit with it until it finds its way in me. And whatever's supposed to be, it's gonna happen.
Oh, you were churchy from young, huh?
Yeah. Oh, I've been down up in this thing. You hear what I'm telling you? So you know, it for me, this is all God given, and I'm grateful that there's been people that have inspired me along the journey.
Nice.
But God really did His big one with this one.
For sure.
Yeah, for sure.
Sam?
It's a little bit of both for me.
Say that.
I grew up, I was always talented, and my parents would tell me, like, oh, when you were a baby, you will press any key on the piano, you would sing it before you could even speak or whatever, and, you know, those type of stories. Solos at 4 years old and stuff like that. But when I got to a certain age, matter of fact, the church that I was in, ME's Seventh-day Adventist Church, they had a choir, and the directors didn't really know much about music. They weren't really educated as far as like they didn't go to college or whatever for music, but they knew how to get a sound out of us. Like sing this note, sing that, or they had
What note was that?
Just like that though. But they would have me. I remember my style. But they taught us how to breathe. Like they taught us how to project. Like come on, like they would like smack our stomachs to see if like we're
love
holding
that.
it tight. And like I remember from a young age, I was like 8, 7, listening to the boombox to pick out parts. Like that's why I'm so good with like picking out parts now, because they would be like, I can't hear this part. Samantha, they'll call me 8 years old, probably the youngest one in the choir. Samantha, come listen to these parts. And I'll be, the boombox is down there and I'm on the floor like, it's,
Was it the yellow one?
no, it was
The
black.
RCA
It was
one?
black.
Okay.
The RCA one. Wow, we're all old people.
Oh, give thanks unto the Lord. Remember that note? Lord. I'm literally like picking it out. Richard Smallwood, you name it. Kurt Carr. I'm sitting here like take 6, listening. Sorry, oh God, listening and picking and picking out parts. So it's like I don't want to say that I was a prodigy, because it's not like these people knew how to do it, but they helped to cultivate me. And then when I got to a certain age, I was in a group called Only God Knows, and they kind of like Carlton Francis Jr. He's like my first musical father. Well, I can't say he's my first musical father. My brother is my first musical father. But Carlton Francis Jr., he kind of was like carrying me a little bit in that gospel choirish sounding realm. Like I was barking like, no, I can't do that now. I don't like choir singing now. But he had me doing that. I can't hurt. It hurts.
It is a painful thing. Whoa.
But he kind of guided me through that. He would literally throw me a mic randomly and I would have to just sing. That's why if anybody mic tosses me, I'm not afraid now because I was mic tossed from like 11, 12, and I had to and he would literally be in my ear while I'm singing, like, sing more, go higher. I'm like, oh my gosh, literally like in church doing that in my ear while I'm singing. So like there's that. And then as I got older, my choir director, Jason Max Ferdinand from the Aeolians, like just different things. Like, so I don't want to say I'm like a prodigy, but there's been a lot of people in my life that has cultivated me. But definitely, I was born with it.
And shout out to the many people too. I think we all can probably say
absolutely
this, that have given the platform and didn't really know what it was that was special about it. It's just something about you. Go ahead and do it.
Go ahead and do it.
Shout out to the people that gave us the platforms to just figure it out. Because I'm telling you, I had a whole lot of rehearsals on Sunday mornings at people's churches.
And to my parents that also told me I had no choice. I had to be in the choir. I literally had no choice. There's so many times I tried to quit for other things. Like, I want to do dance. I want to do marching band. And they're like, choir.
You ain't doing nothing.
Choir.
Get that robe on right now. Them stockings.
Yeah.
I same thing that they were saying, born with it, but developed, same thing. Like, I was in the choir as a kid. I ain't know I could sing, but I saw this one lady singing down. I was like, I want to do what she doing. I just did exactly what she did.
What was her name?
And it
what was her name?
Coretta.
Scott King.
I don't do whatever Coretta was doing, and I did it, and it worked.
And it worked. It's good.
And I've been going ever since.
I'm screaming. Coretta did it.
Yeah.
You've been going ever since.
Shout out to Auntie Coretta.
So that was
I'm
the inspiration.
screaming.
So yeah,
At a young age,
at
yeah.
a young age,
Yeah.
for sure. Okay, well,
I'm
it's my turn.
Yeah.
Oh, wait. One more thing.
Say it.
I'm sorry. I forgot to mention this. This was a really crucial part, or a really like important part, or pivotal in like my upbringing. Me and my brother on Friday nights, because I grew up Seventh-day Adventist, and like we had to observe the Sabbath from sunset Friday to sunset Saturday night, and couldn't watch TV, ain't nothing to do. So after rehearsal, my brother would get like the tape recorders and like we'll put a tape in and like sing and record. Like that was my first introduction to the studio. We'll sing on one recorder, take the tape out, put it in another recorder, play it, and then sing, and then switch it back over. So like we're literally like stacking. Like we literally use. Have you ever done that? Use two tape recorders?
Yeah.
Nah, I never did.
Oh my God. That
You
was fun
literally
back
use
in the
two tape recorders because they had mics and speakers on the actual cassette
I
player.
the actual recorder.
Yeah, but we would literally like take the tape recorder and go from one to and like flip it and record on top of it and like
My grandmother used to do that.
Yeah,
actually. Shout out to my grandmother.
play it through the thing, and then you're recording on the other one. You're like, yeah, and like we would like make 6-part harmonies and 12-part harmony, 8-part harmony. Like that was
Shout out to the '90s babies.
me and my brother did that. We was like take 6 all by ourselves. Like, and my brother is 10 years older than me, by the way. So shout out to him because he kind of
All the '90s babies. Put someone in the comment. Just make a little
90s
shout out.
babies.
'90s babies in the building.
No, you can't call yourself well. You got to be early 90s.
That's foolishness.
That's a conversation for a different day. 90 to like
But I'm
96.
I'm big.
Okay, that's fair.
After 96, like
After
come
96,
on.
yeah.
95. 96 is something else.
Okay, we gotta wrap up.
Sorry,
Wait,
but it's you. It's you though. Yeah.
It's a little bit of both. My family is very musically inclined. My great uncle started the Boys and Girls Choir in Harlem. My grandmother plays piano. She was the minister of music at the Adventist Church, Berea, Adventist in Nyack, for all of my life, at times 2 probably. My mom sings. My dad's a drummer. My uncle is a producer. So between the two houses, I could just go on, right? But I used to be in the studio with my uncle just while he was making beats and just creating. I never forget one day a plaque just ended up in the house. I'm like, what's this plaque? It was 50 Cent, Get Rich or Die Trying. He did Window Shopper.
Fire.
I was like, oh, this is what this could be. Like, okay, so that was the early inspiration. My dad never pushed me to start playing because at first it was this kid does everything. Like they used to put me up in church to sing solos. Like I was that kid, you know what I'm saying?
You was singing?
I used to really sing.
I don't know.
That means it's still in you.
No, we're not doing that.
He was singing when he had one hand.
We're not doing this.
Y'all don't remember when he had one hand? He was singing.
You all right?
Oh, you got a single.
You got
out?
single out?
Jason,
We're
you
not
got a
doing
single
this.
out?
I
That's
used to
crazy.
do art too. Like I used to draw
Apple
and
Music.
sketch,
Drop the
like
name of the
everything.
single.
So they was
Sing
like,
whatever you took to
Drop the
play.
name of the single.
Daniel single.
Drop the name of the single.
it doesn't matter.
Now.
Drop it in the
Anyway,
chat.
Find it.
my
Pin it
my
in the
dad,
chat.
I
he
can find
waited
it.
until he told me later, he said, I didn't want to make the decision for you. Right? He's like, yo, whatever you do is what you do. So it wasn't until later, but once I did make the decision, I will say my dad pushed me to like no man's end, right? You know what I'm saying? He just pushed me. Like, you're going to practice every day. You're going to learn these rudiments. You're going to like, I was in school for music. He taught me how to read music at like 8. You know what I'm saying? So I was reading sheet music very, very early. And then along the way, there were different people that cultivated the gift, but it naturally came. You know what I'm saying? So I'll say I was a little bit of both. I was definitely a prodigy and as to where, whatever you put in my hands, I can kind of do. But I was definitely a protege because over the years, people like a Jay White or Corey Henry or David Caton or you're right. You know what I'm saying? So many different great people just came up in my life at different times. Oh, Stanley Brown! Shout out to Stanley Brown.
Shout out to Stan.
You Stan the man.
Stan the man.
Just came in my life at different times to teach me different things, whether it was about the business, whether it was about the passion, whether it was about the work ethic. I learned different things from different people, but I normally had to go and get it. It wasn't something where everybody just pulled me under their wing. It was more so of you got to show me you want it. And I think we're losing that in this era. That's a whole nother conversation. But a lot of these young musicians, they just, or just people, like they want people to just give it to, and if you don't give it to them, it's just like,
I'll go get it somewhere else.
It's the entitlement
me,
though.
I used to get in trouble for staying out too late in high school because I wanted to sneak into the underground and watch Corey and Jay and them play. Like, okay, now I just got to deal with punishment. You know what I'm saying? That's the kind of kid I was, you know what I'm saying? Because I was hungry for the growth. A lot of them just feel like, I'm going to just go find it on YouTube and but it's totally different. Like, we listened to albums growing up. Like, the whole, how did from song 1 to song 19.
Yep.
How did it
There's
matriculate?
Like 5
And
records I can go through.
You know what I'm saying?
And
like,
we got out the house and we went.
watching, like I said, my grandparents were, I don't know if I said it, but my grandparents were Adventists. So I would be, on Friday nights, we would listen to Gaither's Pawn.
Oh my God.
Then we would watch probably the Strength tape, the John P. Key Strength tape. We would listen to Richard Smallwood. Envision. They had that tape too. You know what I'm saying? Oh my gosh. Yo, you know what I'm saying? And I would watch this stuff repetitively over and over and over to the point where it was in me. You know what I'm saying? When I think about YouTube is only highlights. You know what I'm saying? For the most part. It's like the highlight of this person's performance. You cannot live off of highlights. That's almost the same as nourishing yourself off of cake and cookies. You know what I'm saying? You can't do that. What is the foundation? How do we get there? You know what I'm saying? And
context.
You learn that sometimes by having someone to tell you it, And there's certain things that I cannot say I would know as soon as I knew it if I didn't ask the questions. You know what I'm saying? It's not to say I wouldn't have got there, but I thank God for putting people in my life to where when I asked the questions, they gave me the answers. You know what I'm saying?
And they weren't selfish either.
Yeah.
Like they seen that you were worth an investment, and they were willing to take the risk of giving you the information, knowing that it could develop something greater inside of you for your future.
But what's crazy is back in the day, if they didn't feel like you wanted it, you wasn't getting nothing.
I feel like I'm like that.
You wasn't. I'm like that too. You wasn't getting nothing if they didn't feel like you wanted it. If they didn't feel like you were thirsty or hungry for it. If they felt like you were entitled, they gave you nothing.
Bro, I just had a conversation with one of my brothers, right? and I'll leave him nameless because he'll probably be on the episode. Nameless, sorry, but he was sharing with me his thought process on the fact that the younger generation won't grow unless we impart. And I agree, but at the same time, they have to be open to impartation. And I've experienced times where I've tried to impart in people information that didn't just come from me, but came from people who were my predecessors. And I'm just like trying to pass it down, but they're closed-minded to it. And then I look like, oh, he's just trying to be that know-it-all, just trying to always tell somebody what to do. And I'm like, you know what? You got it. So it I don't want to say it hardened me, but it made me very more particular about who I choose to impart in, because when I see that you actually desire it, I feel like I can be myself. Because again, the way I got it, it was rough. You know what I'm saying?
Oh,
like
no,
it was
like borderline
rough.
traumatizing.
I have to say this. One time I was probably like 16, and I was doing a rehearsal with Jay, and everybody was telling Jay, oh, how killing I was at the time. It's my first go around with him, right? He's like, yeah, he cool, but X, Y, and Z will bust his A, right? My age telling me, I'll actually say the name. Lil DJ, Derek McClelland, he said he'll bust my A. Why? Because I knew how to play it was a funk groove, right? And I knew how to play the genre, but I didn't tune the drums like the genre. And it was just something that somebody had to tell me. Like he actually said, this is why you ain't never going. And because my dad was the way he is, I was able to take the criticism that way. So I listened to what he said, not how he said it. Now, not saying I would be as aggressive, but sometimes you say things passionately because you mean it. You want the message to get across, and a lot of people can't take it, and which is why I reserve myself, because I'm a very passionate person, and the way I hear it. Episode 2 was absolutely out of control. As you can see, we could not find a place to put a pin in it. So make sure you come back for part 2 of FLASHMOB. Peace.